Hey, what's up guys, it's Fish here and welcome back to another online battle. Today we have a unholy alliance between the Dark Elves and the High Elves versus another High Elf army. I guess this High Elf army has betrayed Tyrion, and then we also have the Lizardmen. So both sides kind of going with a very different opponent. One with lizards, at least I am with my own kin. Whether they are all perverted and dark, and that's another matter. So what we'll do is we'll quickly run through the army comps and then we'll jump into this battle. This battle is kind of short. I think it's only going to be around about a 10-minute video, but it was really fun, and my ally today is Pixelated Apollo. I'll make sure to link his channel in the description down below. It was just a really fun battle because we held this hill in the center right here and we got kind of like pushed them back. I was kind of fighting along with statue, which you can see some not safe for work stuff right here. I think we're going to get demonetized now, boys. But yeah, so yeah, Apollo kind of holds this hill and I kind of meet on top of it, and it was just a really fun and exciting battle. So I felt like even though it was kind of short, I mean that's kind of good. It gets to the point and we just scrap straight away. So we'll look at my army comp first. On my front line, I again have these archers. I didn't bother bringing any of the archers with light armor because I feel like my archers don't need to be lightly armored. All they're there is just to pound down the enemy with missile fire. And if they get caught, they're probably going to die anyway. So having light armor isn't really going to be helping them whatsoever. So I just didn't bother with it. Then behind them, I have a nice little line of elven spearmen. And as you can see, I've gone ahead and given these bad boys silver experience. I keep saying it whenever I play the high elves, but giving your basic spearmen some experience is pretty cheap. It costs you like an extra, I don't know, 100 or 200 gold for, I think it's not even that, like maybe like 150 gold to get them up to silver. And they will perform much better. Then behind that, I have 2 units of my sword masters, and then I finally have a phoenix guard as well as Tyrion upon his horse. And then finally on my left flank, I have 2 units of these amazing looking dragon princes. They're just so nice, and I think this is kind of like the pinnacle of the high elves. Everything about them just screams elven architecture and armor smiths, and they just look really cool. And then finally I have a moon dragon, a sun dragon, a moon dragon. It doesn't really look like a moon dragon, right? It's a bit bright to be a moon dragon, but I guess the moon does shine, so what do I know? Then if we look at Apollo's army, we can see on his front line he has some of these dark shades, the ones without shields, interestingly. So again, Apollo's kind of going for that tactic of just having the cheaper missile force to kind of do their one job and not try to do anything else. Then behind that, here's some Black Ark Corsairs. These guys are armor piercing, or not armor piercing, sorry, anti-infantry. So they're actually going to be pretty good against his opponent, which is going to be the High Elves. Then he has Malekith on a cold one, and then behind that he has his Black Guard of Nagaron, the really elite infantry of the Dark Elves. He also has a Hydra, and he has some of his cold one knights hiding in the woods. And this is very expensive, this cavalry, so I imagine he's going to be trying to get a lot done there. Then if we actually look back here as well, I guess we'll start with the Lizardmen army. We have some Pterodons right in the back of the map. I guess they're going to be trying to hit my back lines if they get a chance to. On the front line of the Lizardmen, we just have Saurus warriors with shields, and I say only Saurus warriors with shields. Even these guys are pretty scary, I'm not going to lie. All the Lizardmen infantry are really dangerous, but they're just kind of, you know, even that little bit better. Then we also have a Feral Stegodon, extremely deadly, can rip through lines, and a Feral Carnosaur, along with Mazdamundi on his glorious looking mount, and 2 units of Croxagors, and also some of his Cold One Spear Riders. So already there's a lot of hard-hitting kind of monsters in the back of this Lizardmen army, which is really good because a lot of the time your infantry will just hold the line for a long period of time. You know, these Saurus warriors will simply just get locked in and they'll just juke it out, and it's up to kind of the rest of your creatures to do the damage. So these guys can keep my infantry at bay. It's just whether they can then rip through my spearmen with their Carnosaur and Stegodon, and obviously Mazdamundi as well. We make our way over to the final High Elf army. On his front line, he has 3 or 4 units of these white lions. So he's not going for, he's literally not going for any spearmen whatsoever. He's gone heavy on the dragons with, what, 2 of the star dragons, which are the most expensive ones. Wow, that's pretty risky. Oh no, his prince is actually upon a star dragon, that's why. But he also has another star dragon, along with some of his archers of light armor. And then finally, on his far left flank, he has a whole assortment of dragon princes, sword masters, and another unit of dragon princes. So actually a pretty crazy setup by a high elf player. I'm not sure what he was expecting. Maybe he was hoping for the Dark Elves to meet him in this open plain and then kind of flank round. But the battle is going to be over this little ridge, and I guess we will go and click play and watch my men advance forward. And they do look beautiful, I'm not going to lie. And the spearmen as well. I love how at the start, the spearmen at the front all have their spears down and everyone else is kind of just marching behind them. just quick walking. I think it looks really, really nice. Got my dragon moving up on here, and obviously the lizardmen are going to be doing exactly the same. Luckily, I know that I'm a lot faster than the lizardmen, as you can just see this volley already coming off onto the lizardmen men over the head as well, obviously proving their archer worth with that nice little arc fire. And I'm going to be hammering these lizardmen before they can even get to my front lines. I really want to try and reduce their kind of the power they have as best I can. I'm also going to leave my dragon up as well as my infantry get ready to push up and hold this front line. My dragon's going to be doing his flame breath again on these guys. And yeah, you can just see the sheer amount of missiles coming down. You know, and to do this, I'm going to slow-mo it quickly. To kind of make this happen, I didn't need the archers with light armor. The light armor, that extra 100 gold or so it costs me, you know, doesn't do anything really unless they get engaged upon. Or maybe it does help them out in the missile engagement because they don't maybe take a little bit less damage. But the elves normally just dominate that anyway, so you don't really have to worry too much. We can see that my dragon princes have engaged the cold ones, and the dragon princes will win this. But again, one of the strengths of the lizardmen is that it takes your men a while to kill them. So really, he's just kind of committed these guys to tie them up, as we have the Carnosaur pouring through my spear line. Even with charge defense against large, the Carnosaur is ripping through that, and as it's getting directly through the line. Hopefully, though, a lot of my men now can turn forward and start kind of trying to pick away at the HP of that Carnosaur. And I've also got my artillery coming in. We can see them shots just falling a little bit short, but the other ones do find their target. And again, hopefully that'll do a lot of damage. Holy crap, that missile fire going back and forth from Apollo and his crossbows and the elves. Oh my god, that is insane. So many arrows are filling the sky right now as these guys get ready to move in. How is the far right? Yeah, this engagement this is really good for us, because this means that, you know, all this infantry is just so far away from the main fight. And if Apollo can get stuck in against these white lions, then he's going to be doing a good job. The Hydra taking a blast from the the Star Dragon, but the Star Dragon has been taking a lot of archer fire. That's what all the crossbows are trying to focus down, which is a smart move right there. If we go look on my side, we can see the lizardmen are now finally engaging upon my high elf line. They're also popping some regeneration spells by the looks of it off on these guys. But the cold blood isn't the best thing to do on a unit engaged, because yes, it does replenish, but they're also going to be taking quite a bit of damage against my spearmen because their melee defense is now so reduced. So granted, it does give them some more HP, it's still going to be hurting them. So I see a Vortex spell about to come down. I decided to move up my Sword Masters and get them out of range of this. As well as that, I see that their Croxagors are now coming in. So I'm trying my best to try and focus down their large creatures with my archers. I think, yeah, one of the Carnosaurs did make their way through, but the Phoenix Guard are going to be dealing with it perfectly. You know, the Phoenix Guard, this is what they live for. Dealing with these Carnosaurs like this, they'll just wipe them out of existence. The Phoenix Guard are an elite fighting force, and they're great at dealing with anti-large. Now, they'll lose some brave elves, but hopefully they can take this thing out without too much of an issue. So yeah, you can see the Comet of Cassandora coming down. Thankfully, I managed to dodge it, only taking a few casualties. And now I also have my Sword Masters in here. The Sword Masters probably aren't going to be the best unit to deal with these Croxagors, as the Croxagors are a deadly frontline kind of smashing unit, very blunt weaponish, and can just break through anti-infantry units like they're nothing. As you can see, these guys just being pushed back completely. But as well as that, Master Mundi has just gone man mode, and he's decided to go in. And like a lot of the time, you just want to focus down Master Mundi, because if you can kill him before he gets all of his spells off, you end up just doing a large amount of damage to the rest of the Lizardmen army, because he costs so much. And we also, I don't actually know what this spell is, but I guess it's the Comet of Cassandora version of the High Elves, of the Dark Elves, sorry. And that's going to be going right down onto these. Oh, what a beautiful explosion right there, ripping through the front lines. That looked really, really cool in slow motion. And the Moon Dragon, Star Dragon, sorry, is also still getting hit. We can go back up to normal speed, but we can also see that all my archer fire is focusing down Mazdamundi. If I can take him out before all of his spells come back, I've even got my bolt thrower trying to take him down as well. If I can just wipe him out before all of his cooldowns come back, I will be really, really well off, I think, as the infantry continues to clash this Carnosaur, causing me a bit of an issue. But thankfully, I am holding off. We do get one of his cooldowns coming off, the Banishment spell, which is a pretty good vortex. Thankfully, though, it's kind of helping me out a little bit. He also does pop down his nice little shield, as well as the Thunderbolt as well. So all this magic is going to be hurting me. What do I have back here? Oh, yeah, I have my dragon coming after this skink, I think. Yeah, I want to kill the skinks to stop all this magic from coming off. Mazdamundi again manages to make his way forward. But again, I have Phoenix Guard here, and the Phoenix Guard are about to rout the Feral Carnosaur. A little misconception I think a lot of people fall for is when the Lizardmen go out of control, they don't actually get any more morale. At least I don't think they do. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I'm pretty sure they don't actually get any more morale. So basically, being out of control isn't really a good thing, and a lot of people think, oh, they're out of control, they're going to just stay and be sturdy. The main reason that the Lizardmen, when they're out of control, stay there and they get stuck into a battle is because they're Lizardmen, and what, they have like 80 morale to start off the battle. Thankfully though, Mazdamundi is starting to go down now. He's extremely low. The Croxagores are still ripping and eating apart my Swordmasters, but really all I needed was just numbers here. As you can just see this Croxagore with one of my Swordmasters in his mouth, or I think it's just a Spearman actually, in his mouth before he just eats him up completely. As we have another Spearman just going flying past. See you later, dude. You will be missed. The Archer 5 by Mazdamundi is getting quite close to going down. I think he popped a regeneration spell, but he's also really, really low. My entire front line, the battle is going in my favour. I have managed to somewhat cut through the main line. However, I am losing quite a lot of soldiers. You can see that this Stegodon has got into my back line. My Dragon Princes are still tied up against these cold ones. Advance power is kind of in our favour, but it's still extremely close. And now a lot of these Swordmasters are getting themselves stuck into this battle. Luckily, the Hydra, you know, this is a perfect matchup for the Hydra. I think they'll be able to kill these Swordmasters, or at least hold them up for a long time. Especially when Apollo is bringing his Black Ark Corsairs over here as well. And the nice thing is as well, Apollo has gone into Murderous Prowess as well. So these guys will be able to destroy the White Lions with that Murderous Prowess, especially with all these spells going off as well. I love this spell from Malekith. It's so cheap and it's just so good as well. All the crossbows are trying to focus down that Prince, at least get him stuck down onto the ground. And it's looking good for Apollo. His Hydra's doing a great job. The Swordmasters are engaging against all this cavalry. But I mean, the cold ones should be okay in this engagement. I can't imagine them really coming off that poorly. So overall, the battle is going pretty well for us. The Croxagores are still being a nuisance in my side as they have overrun this Dark Elf Repeater Bolt Thrower. Oh my god! That Repeater Bolt Thrower just shot a thing in point blank there. The crew's still working on it. I mean, they're getting taken out now, but I guess that's a good idea, you know, get as close as possible. But it wouldn't even have enough time to bring up speed. Luckily, though, I am being able to smash these Croxagores back. They're actually routing now. And there's just a couple infantry left remaining around the battlefield. The archers are coming in thick and fast, hitting all of these feral Stegodons. Oh, that's very nice, hitting him away. And we also have the Moondragon flying around. Thankfully, though, the Moondragon is holding, just being a tank on the battlefield, and it's looking very good for us. Killing Mazdamundi was just such a good victory for me. Getting me out of there before he could pop all of his spells, you can see him right there. Where has Mazdamundi gone? Has he just ascended away from us? And there we go. A Pyrrhic victory has been claimed by me and Pixelated Apollo. GG to our opponents. That was definitely a fun battle. I liked just how much it was just a scrap for the top of that hill, and it was an awesome Elven Shrine as well. So if we look at the kills, you can see that my front line really didn't do much at all. It held the line and did what it needed to do during that battle, whilst my Dragon Princes and my Archers did the most of the damage. Now, you can't see the damage, but I imagine my Elven Archers did so much damage because they were focusing down the Croxagores, the Carnosaurs, and obviously Mazdamundi himself. My Swordmaster's doing okay, and obviously my Moondragon as well. The dragons are really good for the high elves. Definitely recommend someone bringing them if you're going to play them. Also, we have Apollos. Again, his infantry, not doing anything too crazy, but getting some pretty nice kills. Obviously, his Blackguard are the ones, the real MVPs, him and his Black Ark Corsairs as well, kind of coming up big. Finally, if we look at the last of men force, we can see that the Mazdamundi, 115 kills. And you guys saw, I took him out pretty quickly. The rest of his men, you know, all these Croxagores doing okay, and the Stegodon as well doing really nice. I mean, even trying to shut down the Feral Carnosaur as well, he still managed to stick around and be a nuisance, like a thorn in my side. Finally, the last Elven army. I'm surprised that these guys have this many kills because of how much, how kind of split up the army was. I think that really, really did make it difficult for them, because it was a Pyrrhic victory as is. I think if the High Elves would have kept their army together, they would have had a much better chance at breaking Apollo's line and then coming around and maybe supporting their Lizardmen ally as well. So there we go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this battle. If you did, please make sure to drop a like and a comment down below. It lets me know that you guys enjoy these online battles and want to see more. Also, be sure to let me know if you want to see more sieges, more online battles, more free-for-alls, and what factions you want to see taking part in them battles. And hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one, and fish out.